You ever notice how weird our world is right now? We live in the most advanced time in human history. We've got smartphones, smart homes, smart cars. Shouldn't we also all feel healthy and be thriving? Yet chronic disease is climbing, obesity is normal, and people are tired, more inflamed, and on more medications than ever. Why is that? It's because our bodies are trying to run on ancient biology in a modern environment that's stacked against us. Pollutants, processed food, constant stress, and screen time all drive oxidative stress and inflammation. Most people respond with a basic multivitamin or a few antioxidants, but that's like trying to put out a forest fire with a water bottle. Instead, we want to flip on the body's own internal defense system. Now, every movement has a beginning. 99% of products start in a boardroom. Someone wants to make some money, so they take a look at direct selling and inevitably search for something to sell. Our story is very different. It's real, it's true, and it started in a lab. Dr. Joe McCord, an award-winning scientist and Elliott Crescent Medal recipient, devoted his entire career as an oxidative biologist to one question. What if we could slow down the way the human body ages at the cellular level? And what you're about to see wasn't a product launch, it was a scientific breakthrough and ABC Primetime noticed. So let's take a look back at the moment the activation movement began.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment. For me, it begins with a blood test.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing. The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandim, and tests have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age, but taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. So, just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandim is a combination of 5 plant ingredients. Some you may know: green tea or turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma, all of these, strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease?
Yes.
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically. Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after. Have we turned back the clock? Maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
We do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. For more, go to our website at abcnews.com.
That broadcast aired nearly 20 years ago, but the conversation around Nrf2 and cellular resilience has only continued to grow. Since then, researchers across major universities and research institutions have continued studying oxidative stress, the Nrf2 pathway, and the body's own antioxidant response systems. What makes activation so different is the approach. Instead of loading the body with megadoses of isolated antioxidants, activation uses small amounts of natural plant compounds in a formula designed to support the body's own protective response pathways. It's less about adding more from the outside and more about exploring what the body is already designed to do. To get the rest of the story and what's happened since then, how activation products have expanded, and what the opportunity looks like today, be sure to get back with the person who shared this with you.